Hey, what's up, team? It's Sherman here again from Geek Psychology. I've got another metaphor video, and I'm going to explain how I figured out what my metaphor is, and hopefully you can do the same thing with yours. And I'm also going to go through what I found about myself. But before that, I want to just go through the start. So PRO. P is the problem. I chose health. Why? No particular reason. Just did. So within this, I asked myself, what is the problem? And it was a lack of energy. And also, I have bad knees, so that was another thing. And I just feel that I'm like always sleepy. No matter how much sleep I get, I'm still just exhausted. Next is the remedy, or what do I want less of usually? So I'd like to have less pain. Less pain and some more energy. Pretty simple. Next is the outcome. Oh, whoa, I can't spell. Okay, outcome. My outcome, my goal, what do I actually want? Basically is to be healthy. Yay. Okay, simple enough. I've got the problem, the remedy, the outcome. Oh, this is gonna bug me. All right, so then I asked myself, what is this like? What is this problem like? In order to get a metaphor from it. And what first came to me was that it's like I'm immersed in a sticky kind of mud-like substance. It's just like slime. It's pretty gross. And that's why it's hard to move. It's hard to pick my legs up and move them. Then I asked myself, what is the remedy? Well, I'd like to be able to pull myself out, or to just get out of the situation. Get out of that sticky, nasty mud. And the outcome then would be that I'm going to be free. And hopefully glide on my troubles, move freely, walk above my problems. So within this, I have kind of the goal of my metaphor here, as well as the problem and a possible remedy. So I started kind of fleshing out the metaphor here, and you get to see my awesome drawing skills. So I start here. Start in the middle. Seems like the easiest. I'm this dude right here. Ta-da. Looking this way. This is going to be forward. This is my left, my right, and back. Usually the easiest place to go from is this left side first. This is according to Andy Austin, the guy that I studied to get this kind of information. You can check him out, look up his Metaphors of Movement program. It's pretty cool. Looking to my left, it's the usual place where there's less resistance when I'm trying to uncover this metaphor for whatever reason. I'm not personally sure. But if you go to a difficult direction, sometimes you break the metaphor. Like you just start imagining things that are outside of the actual metaphorical landscape, and you don't want that. You want to stick within it. You don't want any of the boundary violations. Let's just look at the general idea. I'm in this kind of nasty, I can't draw mud, but this is kind of this mud sticky substance, whatever it is that I'm immersed in. If you think about it, it's a sticky situation. It's hard to take steps forward to where I want to go. Something's kind of pulling on me and keeping me from moving. Looking to my left now, I see that there is a wall. Whoops, sorry. There's a wall here, and it starts to feel kind of like this is a pool of sorts, because it's sunken down. There's the liquid in the container, and then there's this raised kind of area. And I looked at it, and it's kind of this tile-like situation. It's about maybe a meter or two away, and it's raised above about shoulder level. It extends out. It looks like it's something easy to walk on, some easy way that I can pull myself out and get out. They just kind of fit together like that. And it showed me that I'm kind of in a depression, in a sense. I'm lower than where I want to be. I don't see myself as on the same level as I should be if I'm going to be in this good, better, healthier state. So this extends out further this way too. Next, looking to my right, I see this kind of, it's not another wall in the sense of this one. It's more like this mud substance, this nastiness, is flowing off this. Like it's overflowing and it's rushing off the side here. So it's kind of rushing off over here, and I can feel, when I discover what's over here, I can feel this slight tug, this little pull that's bringing me closer to this edge. Looking at the edge, it is dark. I cannot even see what's over there, but it's like a pit. It goes even further down. So there are 3 levels. There's this one here, then there's the lower one where I'm standing on in this substance, and then there's this one that just goes down really far. Like I said, it's kind of like a waterfall. It's an edge. When I realized that it was there, when I saw it within the metaphor, it was instant fear and shock. And I realized that I'm on the edge, or I'm very close to it anyway. Like it's about a meter if this is 2 meters. So that was pretty creepy. I did not really want to explore further over there when I started. Looking behind me, I can't really make out what's going on. So this is dark, and this is dark as well. Kind of extends out into here. I can only imagine, when I saw my behind, when I looked behind me, it felt like this was a continued situation, like it just went further down here. Further back, rather. And there was maybe another wall back here, but I couldn't really tell. Because it was dark, I imagined that there was probably another spotlight metaphor or something like that. But I wanted to finish exploring what was in front of me before I looked up and saw what was causing this darkness kind of behind me and over here. And looking forward, it was dark here too. So it kind of extends the darkness. This extends really far out, but I can't draw it. There is what seems to be the opening to a tunnel. Whoa, bad paper. Okay, so there's this tunnel here, and this is all bright. This is all, lit up. I can see that there is a path out here somewhere. Stopping right here, let's look into the metaphor, and I'll explain some of the ideas that come about it. The left is something that I have usually not explored. It's something you've left. something that you haven't paid attention to usually. The way I've left is smooth and easy, solid, stable, and it extends out here. Something I've left unexplored is possibly this easier life, this easier situation, something that would help pull myself out of this muck. Looking to my right, like I said before, I feel like I'm on edge. I can't take the right steps. Something is pulling me in the right direction. What's right for me is surprising. Maybe it's something I've never really considered. I can't even really tell what it is, but I am being pulled this way. And if I slip, if I lose my footing, I'm screwed. I fall down here. I don't even know what's down there. What's behind me? Well, I have this feeling that, eventually there's a place where the pit that I'm in, this kind of pool that I'm in, meets a floor similar to this. Stuff behind is usually what's in the background. Something I've turned my back on. What I'm not paying attention to, what I'm not looking at. The easier steps, actual steps down here, could be something that I've left behind, something that I haven't paid attention to, something that's in the background, behind the current problem, but I can't really see what it is because it's dark, it's black. I think I've probably turned my back on what was an easy situation, basically plunged into this difficult situation. And if that's so, if I came from this way, if I went this way, then I'm not facing my past. I'm not facing something. There's something back there that I'm not willing to face, that I've turned my back on, that I don't want to look at. Looking forward, it's difficult to take steps to go to where I want to go forward. I feel that it's naturally going to expel out here somewhere. So things will change eventually if I continue to struggle and push and drag my legs and go through this. If I don't change my path, I'm going to struggle forever, or for a very long time. I'm actually looking forward to this slow, steady, difficult journey, which is pretty strange. I'm not sure why I would be looking forward to it, but I do often have these physical problems, and every once in a while I do think of myself as being strong because I'm able to deal with all this. Like I'm constantly in physical pain, so that could be a sign of strength, is what goes on in my mind every once in a while. And I'm learning about the Enneagram right now, and within that they say the type 9s, which is my type, from my understanding anyway, often have self-inflicted injuries and have a lot of injuries. It could be related to that. Not really sure, but that's, I guess, another video eventually when I learn about it. Yeah, so there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I'll eventually be free if I keep pushing forward. But each step I take doesn't feel like I'm really making progress. It's labored, it's difficult. It is something I can do, but it's not quick, it's not easy, it's not going to really help me get out of this situation. It's definitely not going to help me walk above my problems. So I'm going to explore it more. There's this darkness all around. So I look up. I look up and I see that what's going on is there's this kind of circle where light is shining down. Light is shining down, it gets bigger because the circle is way up high. I can see outside. Can't really see much. I can see clouds. So this shows me that there's another level way up there. So there's the highest level where this light is coming from. It's not a spotlight, it's natural outdoor light. But down below that, there's this level. And then down below that, there's what I'm standing on. And then down below that, there's this. I'm so far below where I want to be. I'm not in this pit of despair. I'm not that far down. But I'm definitely not where I want to be. But if I'm going to pull myself out, this seems like the easiest one. Looking down, I notice that it's just way stickier, nastier than I imagined. It is disgusting. It's brown. It's gross. I can't see through it at all. I don't know what's down there below that water. But I do know, and maybe you know by now, it's shit. This is a shitty situation. It's disgusting. My situation here is awful. It stinks, it's shitty, it smells, it's rotten. It's just horrible. And I'm in it. I'm in this shit. It's pretty bad, right? So, what do I do? Well, I like to explore, so I look for more. I look for more ideas of what's going on. I look to what's left in front of me. What is unexplored, but still in front of me. It's still something I can see if I were to look for it. It's another option, basically. And what it is, what it turns out to be, is there is another pathway over here going. It's kind of flowing this way. Some of it is going this way. Most of it is just rushing off this because there's an excess of shit in this situation, in my life, or whatever interpretation this is. I don't think this is necessarily about my health. Some of it is. I think that's kind of where it started, but it's how I see my external circumstances, whatever that may be. So this is flowing out this way to something similar to this, just on this side. Looking to what's right in front of me, the stuff, the obvious answers, the obvious things that I should be doing usually. I actually see there's a metal ladder over here that bridges across to whatever is on this side that I can't fully see. So that's an option over there. It's a scary option. I mean, look at it. It's I would have to climb over the unknown, the abyss, and risk being swept away if I were to go this direction, if I were to take the right steps. It's maybe not the worst choice. I don't know. What's right behind me is also another one. I figure out that this continues. There's another one up here. There's another one back here. There are many options. Many opportunities that maybe I missed if I were to have come from this direction, which I think I did. What's left behind me, as you can guess, is, I think, this. I cannot really see, but I imagine that it's another kind of tunnel that goes out this way. Okay, so you have most of the metaphor here. It's pretty much all you really need to understand. Looking at it again, I don't know where I stand I don't know what I stand on, what I stand for. I don't know what's supporting me, really. But I do know it's pulling me further and further closer to the edge. And it's scary. It's hard to see what's going on beneath the surface of my problem, whatever it is. So I tried to take some steps. Once you've fleshed out the metaphor here, you want to try to take some steps to see where you can go. First, I look to the left. The left is not wrong, but it's not right. So I look to the left and I take a step. It's okay. I take another step. It's okay. I get excited and I try to pull myself up here. When I do, I feel that I slip. I lose my grip on reality, on the situation, and I felt that I washed down over here. And I reset it because I was like, this sucks. I just kept falling. It was awful, just all the way down. What's left for me to do is something I do want to explore, and I'm excited to explore, but I can't go too quickly. I can't just charge at it. I'm not ready to pull myself out of it. Maybe I'm not big enough, I'm not strong enough, I don't have the strength to do it. Not sure. So I look to what's behind me. What's behind me? Well, I try to take a step back, and it's easy. It's not as difficult as going forward against this current, against the current situation. But I don't feel like I'm doing anything productive. I'm just going back. I'm not facing the situation, I'm just taking a step back. Backing down, perhaps, from the situation. From the problem, whatever it is. Looking to what's right, it's not as bad taking steps to the right as I had thought. It's not comfortable. I don't really like it. There's panic and stuff, but when I know that these are here, it feels a little bit better. But it's still scary. Taking steps forward is exhausting. It's hard for me to do. It's just slow and labored and difficult to do. So what do? Well, I had to turn my life around. If you look at it like this, this is the new forward, this is the new left, this is the new back, and the new right. This is my nose, and my ears. That's my hair. Okay, I've turned my life around. I've faced what's right for me. What has been right the whole time is now right in front of me. It's an option now. By turning my life around, I've left this difficult, arduous journey. I'm looking forward to taking steps in the right direction. What I had left before is now behind me as I move forward. It's in the background. These unexplored options are in the background as I move forward and face the problem in a different light. I look forward to changing myself by embracing what has always been right for me. It'll be scary, but I can do it. I can do it if I turn my life around and look at it in this different direction. So we'll see what happens. I got not as long of a way to go if I'm taking the right steps forward. But it's going to be a journey. It's going to be difficult. And I don't even know what's out here. So this is somewhere I got to explore and figure it out. But if I do turn my life around like this, I will be free. I will walk above my problems. I will get out. Maybe I won't have to pull myself out of this situation. Maybe a little bit right here. I won't be immersed in this shitty, awful situation. Oops. And, maybe I'll be able to eventually climb out through some ladder or some other situation over here. But the first is to get myself out of this awful, shitty, stinky situation, and stop feeling down. Maybe at some point I took a fall, I stepped into the wrong situation and became out of contact with everybody that's walking above me. One thing I forgot to explain, one thing that you should do, which I still can do it now, but is to imagine here that we're walking up here on this street, and there's this open manhole here. And we look down and we see that there's a guy down here walking slowly through this shit in this sewer. He's in the pits. He's struggling to take steps forward. But he's still looking forward to doing it. He's still moving forward each step. And he's not even thinking about it. He's just like, this is where I'm going. Just go, go, go. Always looking in one direction. If we see him, what do we think about that? From my perspective, it was, how do I deal with this problem? I just take steps forward. I ignore it and just keep pushing on. Keep going, don't stop. But if we were walking above that and we saw this guy doing that, and we gave him the advice of, hey, just keep going. You'll make it. Just keep going. Eventually you'll get over here to this tunnel where it naturally washes off like a waterfall. You don't even know what's over there, but keep going. Don't even think about it. Don't pull yourself out. Don't get out of this. Just keep at it. That is awful advice, and I wouldn't want to take that advice. I wouldn't want to give that advice. So this is why you got to turn your life around. Like that. All right. Well, thank you for listening. It was a little different style. I understand that. I hope, maybe you got some insights out of it. Maybe you came up with some other idioms, similes, metaphors, phrases, whatever they are, that relate to this situation or to your own situation. I'd like to hear them. Thanks a lot for watching. Good luck, have fun. See ya.